morning vlog. What's up? Wala si to pero mas mahal, mas mura to.
Next time, sana may budget na tayo for our assistants, please.
Let's
Medyo
go.
mahirap mag-vlog mag-isa.
Oo nga eh.
Oh, and our other
Manual
vlogger,
labor to, manual labor.
Brian William, ayan.
Yeah, he's there.
Sure.
Yeah, just talk. He's camera shy.
Just excited to have the Tier 1 team here and to be able to host you guys and everyone else. Thanks for coming so far, and thrilled to see your performances later, so to speak. Thank you.
Actually, that's tomorrow, so we're off for the day. We're just here to listen.
Got it. Okay. Well, then
Gonna chill.
enjoy. Get
Yeah.
some coffee, get some snacks, whatever. It was really nice to meet you guys. All right.
Nice to
I'm
meet
around
you
if
too.
you need anything too.
Yeah,
Okay.
bye-bye. Hi guys, so we're here at Bitkraft Summit 2022. Again, I'm Tryke, Gutierrez, the CEO and co-founder of Tier 1 Entertainment. Today with me, I have two of my other co-founders attending this event. So for those who don't have an idea of what this event is about, basically is grand eyeball in a way to different companies that Bitkraft invested in. And then for me personally, I'm just excited to be part of this and to be around people who have the same energy and the same endeavor for the betterment of gaming. One thing that I am really looking forward to also is we're going to present tomorrow. So I'm going to be presenting tomorrow with my co-founder, with my co-founders in this event, and I think this is something na parang that is super exciting and new to me because it's been such a long run, 5 years, but it doesn't feel like it as well. So being able to share our wins, our journey, and the rest of what we did in Tier 1 for the past 5 years to the rest of the people here who are going through the same journey is something that's very interesting for me. So hopefully they get a thing or two and learn a thing or two from me. For today, I'm just going to watch the different talks that are going to be happening today. And tomorrow, I'm going to be one of the first people who's going to be presenting also. So kailangan matuto ako sa kanila kung ano man yung mga ginagawa nila mamaya sa pagsasalita. So let's see if it works well for us. That's it. Bye. Let's say hi to my vlog. Hi guys, by the way, this is Carlos.
What's up?
So he is the guy here at Bitkraft, and yeah, what's up for today? Can you share with the vlog
We have about 400 people here, ranging from portfolio companies, investors, industry participants, some of big companies, small companies, a lot of our own portfolio. We're running 2 stages with content from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Drinks, food. It's our big party of seeing everyone we love and we're building the future with after 2 years of not seeing anyone. So yeah, an amazing day.
Yeah, I'm actually inviting him to go to the Philippines again.
Yes.
Maybe go on a yacht trip or whatever.
Yes, that would be nice. Yacht trip. I like that.
Yeah, so let's see if that happens soon. So when that happens and I get to vlog it, let's go back to this vlog.
I wanna play Call of Duty with you, and I wanna be carried on Warzone by Elodia on a yacht.
Yeah, sure.
I wanna play the old school yacht map on a yacht.
In the space about mainly product. Sweet, and for the next 30 minutes we'll be giving an industry update. Jens asked us to wing as very complementary to lots of traditional companies. Maybe not at first, but I could see.
Endless. Thank you for your time today. And now we have our our next presentation, Tryke Gutierrez and Elodia Gosemthau are true veterans of the esports and gaming industry, with over 2 decades of combined experience between them. With Tryke's experience as a shoutcaster, pro player and marketer, and event organizer, and Elodia's pedigree as Asia's cosplay queen, they founded Tier 1 Entertainment along with Brian Lim in 2017. Let's welcome them to the stage, Tier 1 Entertainment.
Hi guys, good morning. Good morning. We're happy to be here. I think before I start, again, I'm Tryke Gutierrez, the co-founder and CEO of Tier 1 Entertainment, and with me.
Hi, good morning. I'm Elodia Gosemthau, co-founder and CCO of Tier 1 Entertainment.
So, how are you all doing? I guess my first question is, do we have any founders in the room? Can you raise your hand if you're a founder? So, I guess at some point in time, if you're a founder of a startup, right, like, you thought of an idea you think will change the world, but you had to pitch it to an investor. And I think that's something that you all share, right? And way back in 2016, as I was listening to Bitkraft's story of growth, they started out with only 13 companies back then, and now 120 plus. We were actually fortunate to be one of those 13 companies that they invested in back in 2016. And we were also the first one that they invested in Asia. So I think being part of that journey, it's been surreal to really see their growth, and together with that, our growth. And that's something that I want to be able to share with all of you today. But before anything else, let me share with you the video that we actually presented to Jens back in 2016 in LA. So let me flash that. Let's flash that video. Believe it or not, that video got us Jens's yes. And that started kind of like the marriage with us and Bitkraft for the past 5 years. That's not a long story. I'm just sharing. So we are Tier 1 Entertainment. I'm one of the co-founders. Just like most of the co-founders in esports, I was a frustrated pro player. I wanted to really compete and to become one of the best in the world. But unfortunately, I couldn't. So, fortunately for me, I'm friends with one of the most popular icons in Asia for gaming. She was one of the first streamers of our area and has 8 million followers on Facebook as well. So, basically, for the founders of Tier 1, it's not just the two of us. We also have Brian Lim here in the house. And I think the three of us form a really different dynamic of a group. For me personally, I was a former shoutcaster, organized events, did multiple things in esports, but I was mostly in Dota 2 before. While Alodia,
Yeah, just a little background. Like I've been doing cosplay maybe by next year for 20 years. So, but my heart really is into gaming. And over the years, I've seen like a lot of passionate individuals who actually give up their love for gaming because they had to work a 9 to 5 job. So that's why we're here. We help other people make a career out of gaming so that it's a sustainable thing. And yeah, that's how Tier 1 was born.
so we truly believe that Tier 1 story is a 0 to 1 story. In one of my favorite books of Peter Thiel, it was mentioned there that you can take things horizontally, copy paste things, and that's globalization. While some people take things from 0 to 1, meaning something out of nothing. And basically for Tier 1, the concept was to follow the K-pop entertainment companies of Korea, in which they created the machinery to create stars. Because unlike here in the West, where you have your IMGs and you have your different record labels, in Asia, we manufacture stars by signing them up young, developing them, and really putting a color on their personalities and a lot of other things when it comes to PR and everything else. And if you've heard of BTS, Blackpink, and Big Bang, and all of these famous K-pop personalities, they are the products of these companies. So initially, we had a hard time getting the first believers. Obviously, that's the hardest part when you're running a startup. But fortunately, we had Elodia, we had her sister, and some people in the inner circle who actually believed in what we can do as a management when we started out, right? And today, we have multiple institutional investors. We don't just have Bitkraft today. We have Atlas from Singapore. We have Gobi, is based in Singapore as well. We have Octava, Kayak, and even Warner Music Group. So, outside of those institutional investors, we have been serving different clients such as TikTok, Facebook Gaming, Netflix, Spotify, and even the likes of Adidas and Toyota. So, you all know that esports is really a hard sell when it comes to these mainstream brands, especially in Asia. But being able to have a base number of influencers within our management, that kind of like help us open up new doors for advertising in our region. And I think something that I want to be able to share here as well is that we've worked with multiple games with big publishers and the likes. Like Alodia just actually came from LA.
Yeah, I was there like with a Call of Duty event for Modern Warfare 2. So it was pretty interesting that we're talking about it just yesterday here.
Yeah, so I think what I want to be able to share with you, especially for the founders of game studios, is that user acquisition cost is always a challenge, and being able to really create an impactful campaign is always hard. But I think Tier 1 has really figured out an organic way to be able to attract those users and get them on board into the games that you want to play organically. Because in a way, we're a business to influencer to a community type of a company, and I think that's very very unique in what we do. And hopefully, we can help you out in the future if there's something that you need from us. So beyond that, we've worked on 244 deals in 2021, countless of brands because of 170 people working in the company by today. And basically, we are also able to make sure that we have long-lasting relationships because we believe in that, right? And I think in this type of business, when you're always working with multiple clients and multiple people, making sure that you have a long-lasting relationship is something that you always need to figure out. And thus, we try our best to create a win-win situation for all of the clients that we have. Right now, today, when we started out as a management in 2017 to 2018, we have already evolved. So we are now in the intersection of the creators, ecosystem, esports, and media. So something that we figured out is that, hey, we have a base influence of 1,000 creators today with millions in following. Why not produce shows? Why not create more IPs around our talents? Because we already have the attention. And thus, that came with the evolution that happened in our company. So today we have some of the, these are some of the products that we've created. On the left, on the right are basically the products of the entertainment companies of Korea that we partnered into. We have tier 1 talents, we have fandoms we call the 1% and blacklist agents. We have tier 1 studios that creates media properties. We have Black Box, which is a retail arm, and in the future is going to be a digital arm for Web3 and physical items as well. And 0 to 1. So to talk more about our talents, Aloy can share more insights about
Yeah, actually before Tier 1, I was already like helping talents grow their following out of just like pure passion. I didn't even get the cut or anything, it's just as friends. But because of Tier 1, they were able to help professionalize the whole business aspect of it. So now we are happy to have more than 1,000 creators under our umbrella in Southeast Asia, so it's not just in the Philippines. And yeah, what I actually like let them know is that yeah, fine, we become professional, whatnot, but what they need to think about is like the values of the characters. We have to have the same vision. Like when they're up there, they should be the ones actually helping the next generation. So we keep that in mind. We try to look at the character, each talent that we have, so that we know that the next generation is taken care of after us.
So these are some of the other pictures that we've taken with the talents. We want to really present them in a very model-ish, celebrity way, so that, because in Southeast Asia and in Asia, it's still an uphill battle to be able to get esports and gaming to the mainstream. And I think we were really able to contribute to that change. Today, actually, it's not just 107 million anymore. With our expansion to Japan and to the other parts of the region, we now have a 260 million in combined following in Facebook. I know Facebook isn't a thing anymore here, but in Asia it is. So I don't know what to say about that, but it is what it is. 22.8 million on YouTube as well, and 10.9 million on Instagram. Also, like we have shows that we produced with our talents.
Yeah, we also like to produce a couple of things, like because not all of our creators have different genres. Like some do like unboxing, some are really good at shoutcasting, so we produce shows for them. But one of the biggest shows that we really love to do was the gaming house. It was patterned off Big Brother here in the US, but instead of being just a reality show, it's a reality show about gaming. So the top person who actually came out of the show was signed with us. We actually also partnered with the biggest network in the Philippines called ABS-CBN. So the traction of this show was not just for the gaming audience. We kind of reached also the mainstream audience back there.
Yeah, and also in terms of figures, we were able to close $700,000 worth of sponsorships for that only ran for 3 months, and no single talent can do that amount of basket size in 3 months. So I think that just goes to show that as we increase our profit margins on the side of media properties, we have also shortened the incubation period of a talent, and we've also shortened the delivery and fulfillment of the projects that we've done. So these are some of the executions that we did in the gaming house. And beyond that, this is, I think, one of the most important part of what we're doing right now, because as you know, I mentioned that I'm still an esports guy, and I wanted to be in esports, and that's the reason why I'm here in this company. And for me personally, like, we had to do talent management, we had to do media properties. But at the end of the day, I needed to go back to my core, which was esports. And we felt like being in the position to be talking to multiple commercial partners, having the fandom that we have. In 2020, we realized that maybe it's time to form our own esports team. So the esports team is called Blacklist International, and today in 2022, we actually won in multiple geographies and in multiple mobile esports games as well. And actually in 2021, we were the 7th most watched esports team in the world. I know that a lot of esports team will say that I'm popular, they're popular, whatever it is the metric that they have. I truly believe that the true measure of popularity in esports is people are watching your games, right? Because that's where you see the true appreciation of gameplay and competition. And I think for us, when we won the multiple championships last year, that wasn't just the one thing that I was proud about. I was also proud because in our MLBB squad, which is like the counterpart of League of Legends in Asia, our captain is part of the LGBTQ community. So I think we are the icons of inclusivity here in the region, and being able to have a captain like that and really like creating a lot of change in not just in the esports space, but like in the whole society as a whole. Like, I think that's something that's really interesting. She was actually with them in the World Championship. Maybe you can share some of your experience in that.
Yeah, I think this was at the height of like COVID. So we had to quarantine all of us, even the team, for 10 days in the hotel before we actually went into the arena. It was amazing because it was big. It was in Singapore, and the Singapore government actually helped fund this whole tournament. And luckily, we were able to emerge as a winner, and it kind of changed everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure not a lot of you know about Mobile Legends, but just saying that that's the League of Legends counterpart. Most of the biggest esports organizations in our part of the world are actually competing in that game. So that's one of the most important games for us in that region. Beyond that, we also won a world championship in Call of Duty. We won a world in mobile. We won a world championship in Free Fire as well, which is one of the most downloaded game in 2020. Last but not the least, we won the SEA Games World Championship. So hopefully in the future we can see esports as part of the Olympics. Actually, Brian Lim is the president of our Philippine esports organization. So he's been running and doing that endeavor for the past years. And for our team to be able to win the Southeast Asian Games tournament, that was something that was also special to us. Beyond that, we have created a retail arm called Black Box because, as you know, we were doing IPs, our commercial properties are there in terms of media, but something we realized also is that the fandom that we have attracted a lot of people to really want to shell out money for the brand. And today, we have sold out $170,000 worth of jerseys, and our jerseys are only $20. So imagine how much jerseys we sold to the fan base that we have only for the past year. And Black Box's vision is not just to be a retail arm of Tier 1, but you want it to be a phygital subsidiary of Tier 1, where we can mix Web 3 and Web 2 together. Because in Asia, we're very conservative, like being able to sell digital NFTs, just purely digital, is still a long shot. So being able to mix, like a physical product together with a digital product and putting that in the machinery of our system and our fandom would really create something else. So these are some of the jerseys that we've sold. In the future, you also want to be able to white label the templates and the infrastructure that we have to the rest of the talents that we have as well. These are some of the other key partnerships. So we partnered with one of the most known global artists in the Philippines. So he created that toy. His name is Quix. And Fiasco, on the other hand, is a popular graffiti artist. That's the one on the right. So they were the ones who designed our jersey for this year. So I think that's very, very exciting as someone who's in the creative industry as well. So these are some of the jerseys. And last but not least, I think this is not part of like what we do as a company, but we felt like this is something that we needed to do as one of the pioneers of esports. So we launched together with one of the universities in the Philippines the first 4-year esports course in Asia. And like being able to develop the back end side of the business, letting them know and increasing the competence of like the human resource in that area is very, very important to us as well as we move forward. So that's something that we did there as well. So when we talk about creators, when we talk about IPs, and we talk about that base, right? The question is always, how's your attrition? How do you develop talents? How do you identify and find talents? And I think for us, just like what we followed the K-pop model, we created an infrastructure that has incubator programs such as Ardent, Amplify, and Ascend, specific to shoutcasters, streamers, and pro players, so that we have a continuous influx of, in a way, deal flow of talents that will come into the fold and eventually graduate as a Tier 1 talent or a Blacklist international player. And something that we're very excited about as well is that in Web3, we're forming a program called the Alliance. So the Alliance aims to bring in the most credible, honest, and critical people in the Web3 space, at least in Asia, so that we can attract new projects of Web3 to come in, and hopefully that group can become the voice of Web3 for credibility. Because as you know, like in Web3, there's a lot of projects that come and go. So we want to be able to form that group that can help vouch existing projects and projects of the future that can really change the Web3 space. So one of the things that we're working on in Web3, and this is something that I want to be able to share with people in Web3 here, is that we're working on an NFT. That's not so exciting if you're saying that you're working on an NFT. But the NFT that we're creating is called a Tier 1 Pass. And in Asia right now, what's happening is we are looking at a lot of regular things that, like for example, there's a steakhouse in Korea that uses NFT so that people can book their dinners and lunch. So in a way, that NFT became a tool for people to use it and get dinner. So in a way, it's a regular thing, but NFT has become a tool for it. And that's what we want to be able to do with the Tier 1 Pass. The Tier 1 Pass is a membership that has a top level and a low level. Below is free. The top is, you know, like a more expensive one. And when we drop it, there will be items that are part of Blockbox, access to the talents that we have, and other exclusive things that you can get into the ecosystem. And beyond that, we want to be able to give them an upside of joining Tier 1's Launchpad, which we're working on as well. We all understand that we have an ecosystem to be able to promote a lot of things in this world. And I think it's very important for us to make sure that whatever we promote, we've vetted. And the reason why we thought of doing a launchpad is because we want to be able to vet the project from day zero. Doing the right KYC, meeting the founders, you know, getting an allocation on their launch is something that we want to be able to be a part of. So that when they start launching and when they start really like creating the gameplay and everything, we want to be part of, you know, sharing our inputs, not on the macroeconomics and just the upside of the financial side, but also on the gameplay side. Because I feel like in Web3, a lot of people are talking about upsides and financials and all that, but some people forget that we're still building games, you know, like we still like playing games that are games. So you know, like this is something that we want to be able to help fellow co-founders like us who are building games in Web3. So the Launchpad is something that we're launching hopefully in Q4 or next year. Last but not least, this is a working name. We're looking to do a promote-to-earn model within our ecosystem once you get the Tier 1 Pass, in which every influencer that we have can take part in an incentivized platform that allows any game to put in a certain budget so that, you know, like our influencers can promote to their communities the message that they want to be able to convey. So this is our way of reforming and transforming influencer marketing in a very technological way, and at the same time, maybe it's something that can add to the programmatic business that is there in Facebook and Google and all of the other things. Because we feel like if we were to do this, then this will not just incentivize all the influencers that we have. We can create a platform that will allow, you know, our clientele to be able to go to the community directly. Beyond that, I think at the end of the day for our Web3 play, what's really important is the existing value chain that we've created in Web2. We are able to bring it to the Tier 1 Pass. And beyond that, as we grow our community in Web3 and Web2, in Web 2.5, maybe, right? Like, we can really bring a positive change to the gaming industry and really support the right people. Because at one point in time, both of us needed support as well, but we didn't get it. I was a shoutcaster earning $10 a day for shoutcasting, but I chose to do it because that was my passion. She was cosplaying for free and joining multiple cons because that was her passion. And I think at the end of the day, Tier 1 story is really a story of supporting people and transforming people's lives and making sure that we pave way for the next generation of talent so that they have a path and a roadmap where they can dream to pursue gaming as a full-time career. Because during our time, that wasn't even possible. And today, with 170 people, 5 countries, and multiple investors and a lot of other things that we've planned out, hopefully the future is bright, and hopefully with everything that we shared, you know, like from the video that we showed, the promise, and all of the things that we've executed already, it gets to inspire, you know, our other co-founders here, and hopefully you'll get to see a big picture of what Asia looks like in gaming and esports. That's about it for me, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tryke and Elodia. Tier 1 Entertainment, excited for the transformations you're going to bring to esports and gaming talent.
Hello. I'll share you the timestamp.
Thank you. Well, super nice to meet you all. If there's ever anything, you know, let me know.
Bye-bye.
Well, you're getting this on video, so
Yeah.
you know I'm going to be helpful.
Hello to all of you. So basically it's day 2 of the Bitkraft Summit 2022. So kakatapos lang namin mag-present. It was something na parang sobrang nakakakaba, pero at the same time nakaka-proud din na parang to be able for us na ma-share yung story namin. And yung mga nagawa ng Tier 1 and yung mga ginagawa ng Tier 1, hindi lang yun eh. Like, not a lot of people here know what's happening in Asia and kung ano nangyari sa Southeast Asia, mobile esports scene and all that. So, at least in our way, in our own way, kumbaga, nasa-share namin kung ano yung nagagawa ng Asia and magkaroon ng ibang idea yung mga tao kung ano nangyayari sa esports ecosystem ng Southeast Asia. So, yun lang naman siguro. Grabe rin yung kaba ko talaga kanina kasi imagine mo you're with people na kumbaga very knowledgeable, very smart, and kumbaga alam nila yung ginagawa nila, alam nila yung eksena and they have data to back it up, they understand all that. So, yun talaga yung parang mas ibang feeling. Pero, yun, at least tapos na. And finally, nakaano na kami, nakahinga na ako talaga kasi ilang weeks of preparation yung ginawa namin para sa presentation na to kasi syempre it will represent the company and everybody who are part of it. So, hopefully we made the company proud. Meron akong vlog, mapapanood nyo naman dito no, kung ano yung presentation namin. Hopefully, na-enjoy nyo rin yun. Yun lang siguro yung masasabi ko. And sa lahat ng mga nangangarap dyan, whether you're in a startup or you're running a business or you're working or gusto mong maging influencer or maging player, like siguro make your dream work in a way na hindi pwedeng puro pangarap lang eh. Kailangan talaga kumilos kayo. Kailangan mong mag-open ng pinto, kailangan mong maghanap ng paraan, kailangan mong gumawa ng mga bagay na mag-open up ng mga bagay na mga kailangan mangyari talaga. Kasi hindi naman pwede na nakaupo ka lang, nangangarap ka lang palagi. Sinasabi mo na, ako nakaisip na to, ito yung naisip ko, ito dapat yung ganito, ganyan-ganyan. Pero wala eh, hindi mangyayari yung mga naiisip mo hanggat hindi ka gumagalaw. So, I think move and, like, try to create something significant para mangyari yung yung mga pangarap mo. Yun lang siguro yung sa akin. And yun, that's it for this vlog. Maraming salamat. Let's go. Hello, so I'm here with a representative from VoiceMod, right? Yes. So can you share about your company and what you do? Because I think they have a very, very interesting value proposition. I mean, obviously, in Southeast Asia, there are a lot of people who don't want to show their faces. Or maybe they just want to change their voice or something. But, like, an idea of like a virtual influencer is becoming normal now. And I think their tool will really allow you to make that virtual icon an actual, like, persona that's going to be different from who you are just because the voice can be different. So can you share with them about your company?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we have a product that changes your voice in real time to become someone else. Right? So you can design your identity right out of anything. I mean, to design you want to be a robot, you decide you want to be an anime, you can be anything, right? So with this, we are just like completing the avatar, right? We are completing the picture, and we've seen a huge spike on YouTubers scene with voice mod lately. And I think that the future is bright. I mean, it's just like the initial stage for the metaverse to come. So I really believe that we are kind of completing perfectly the initial bit.
Yeah. So watch out for our possible partnership. Hopefully we can really work together because we have a lot of people who are excited to actually change their voice. So let's see if that can happen and if together with them, like we can really like break new barriers in the virtual influencer space. Hopefully. Let's go. Bye-bye, guys.
Ciao.